the veterans, always a special spot in your heart
Yep.
for them. I know I've heard some of the stories, from you. Older veterans, their oil burners broke or some other
Oh,
problems, and
that's one of the bills that I'm most proud of. I put in the bill for the emergency energy fund
right,
for veterans, and it has been just recently been modified. Uh, but what we have been doing is a pot of money goes in, and then when our veterans can't afford to fix their oil burner, we had one last year that was a disaster. It was a World War II vet that had his oil burner die, and what are you getting? They're older, and they're getting $800 for their Social Security. And if they get a pension, it's a tiny pension according to years ago
right.
when they retired. And so to spend $6,000 for a new oil burner is preposterous. They can't do it in the middle of the winter. So between the money that we had in the pot and people volunteering to do the work and to donate, it barely cost anything for this gentleman to get a new oil burner
Right.
put in. So that's the kind of
That's
things.
just one of the stories. I know.
Oh, there's tons of them.
We
They
only
should
have a
not.
half-hour show.
They shouldn't be sitting in 98-degree temperature without a little room air conditioner.
Right.
And they're so inexpensive now to purchase that so that they don't have a stroke or heat stroke. Is it's the least we can do for the service that they
And
gave
you're
us.
constantly working with the Suffolk County Veterans Affairs,
Hmm.
as well as social services.
You had Marcel Lease on your show.
Yes.
She's marvelous, absolutely marvelous.
And they've been, doing, especially as we're getting closer to the holiday time.
Yep.
It's really rough.
Yeah,
And
it
a lot
is.
of people don't understand. These are people that served our country.
Yep.
Risked their lives for us,
Mhm.
and then they become the forgotten soldiers. And
Mhm.
it's just not right. It's not right.
Absolutely.
But you have done other things too, as land preservation.
Lots of land preservation for the West End.
Yeah.
It's significant. My favorite purchase does not go under my name. I did all the work. Someone else, an ex-county executive, while I was finishing up, wrote the bill and put it in under his name. So, but the truth of the matter is, I preserved the headwaters of the Nesquag River, which 5 legislators prior to me had tried to do. And the 98-year-old woman who owned the actual spring where it comes up, her parents owned the farm that is now the North County Complex and across the street from that. When Veterans Memorial Highway was being built, the bypass, her father asked for one thing from government, that they remain living in the township of Smithtown. And 3 days after they closed on did the ribbon cutting
Right.
on the roadway, she got the welcome to Islip. The father got the welcome to Islip thing, and he did it because at that point the taxes were much lower in Smithtown. So from that point on, they hated government. They said we were untrustworthy and whatever. But I met with the 98-year-old woman a couple of times, and we had discussions on land preservation and what Long Island was when I was a kid, when she was a child. And I told her that as long as I'm in office, and even after I'm in office, as long as I'm alive, I will make sure no one sells that land. No one does anything other than preserves it. And so that was the front portion of the headwaters. The back portion was a builder. Oh, I got to give him credit too. He had permission to build, I think, 6 or 8 houses, and I met numerous times with his lawyer. Had he built those houses, the headwaters of the Nesquag would have been ruined. All those cesspools, even RA systems in there, it was so close to the stream bed and whatever, it would have been ruined. So he was gracious and gave up the opportunity to build in there. So that's probably the thing I'm the most proud of.
That's great.
in
land
there.
preservation and like I said, helping vets, the blood drives and everything. And like I said, I can go on and on. We could create a mini-series.
Well, we can
Yeah.
create a I like to do little things like when our computers expire in there, I get them to Sachem Robotics, Smithtown Robotics, all the things for the kids to be able to use instead of it going in us getting a penny on $1,000
Right.
as as junk in there. It can be used. I like recycling things for the future generations. I take in tons of interns. I love what I do.
Well, you're a people person. That's the thing is, and everybody I spoke to from your district all says the same thing. And while they may not see you knocking at their door, they see you at every single event that's going on. They don't think you miss anything.
No, I try not to. He just said, my husband, that we have not had a day off in 4 months, I think it is, and that we had a half a day off.
And then again, they wouldn't recognize you and your husband when you're standing still.
Yeah.
So, you're always,
Yeah.
where's that paper trail? Oh, that's just back to the legislature. Which, by the way,
but it's
I
important.
think you are one of the only legislators that has your office really right next to the legislative building, right?
It's true. And we are I don't know about Riverhead. They were talking about taking it away. But it was Riverhead and myself are the only offices that the county does not pay rent on. The only thing that they paid in there and on mine is electric, because I am in the Labor Department building. I am in what was the Labor Department storage room. So it's not pretty, but it serves the purpose. And it saves probably with square footage what it was a while back. Probably they said about 130,000 a year
Right.
for the constituency. So I'll take free space. May not be pretty, but I'll take it.
Well, the thing is, what do they say? Anywhere I hang my hat is my home, right?
Right, right.
And I'm pretty sure you from the, I've seen what you've done with the office. It looks.
We try.
decent,
We try. We
It's
try. This morning we just put up purple lights in the front of the office for recovery
Right.
month in there, and that's a sign of support, because as they struggle to try to get off whatever substance they're using, which is a struggle in there. As they struggle, they need to know that people are backing them and cheering them on. So I have 4 purple lights in front of my office.
And
now.
as well as I was talking about veterans, you're a veteran yourself. That you've been in the legislature for over 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
And a lot of your compadres, let's say, have good things to say. I know you've been working with Chad Lennon,
Oh.
some of the stuff he's been doing with the veterans.
He's wonderful. He is wonderful. I and Dominic Thorne. I like the new ones that come in that are full of energy, and you gotta keep
Go-getters.
everybody
Yeah.
moving. You never give that up
Right.
in there, and I'm really proud of a lot of them.
And the good
really
thing is, you
proud.
got the young bloods who got the surge,
Yeah.
and then the other legislators who are more seasoned
Yes.
can show them the ropes and how to
Correct.
get through things and stuff like that, which
Correct.
is fantastic. And that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
You know, they're more experienced in teaching them, then they have the gumption and energy. Like, I'm going to do what Leslie's doing, and I'm going to push this. And I'm gonna
No, I
push
think
that.
they all have the gumption. You're born with it or you're not, and they work very, very hard.
And again, Dominic Thorne, like you had said before, he's basically a newcomer, but he hit the ground running. And
Dominic is a hard worker, and that's what we need. We need people that know their district, that really care about their people, and that work like dogs. You know, and he does. I don't know how he does it personally. I never would have taken this job while my kids were home,
Right.
but he has 2 young kids, and he's still a great dad, a great husband, and a fabulous legislator.
Plus, you know, your relationship with your husband, who's the Suffolk County Controller, it's got to be, you know, he was a former legislator himself, so I'm pretty sure he was able to help you break you into the ropes and stuff when you first
well-
came on, right?
I'll tell this story.
Okay.
I worked for Donald Blydenberg. I was in the legislature before he was. So that's it. So that's why when he came in and things were getting a little hairy, he said that he needed somebody who he could trust and who knew what was going on, and that was me. So
So it
Yeah,
was quite the opposite.
it was
So-
quite the opposite there. But no,
But again, he's the money man. He knows.
He's
you know,
smart.
with the budget. He's
Yeah.
extremely well versed in the job.
Yep.
It's gonna be sorry to see him go because he's termed out. But in the years that he's been there, he's had some major accomplishments and done
he
some
still does.
really
Yeah,
fantastic things. And I'm really hoping that he'll find his way back into some other form of government or some government position because he's
yeah.
just highly talented, just like Ed Romaine and
Yes.
some of the other
Yeah,
legislators
it's
that
a
we work
knowledge
with.
base.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
if you put in the effort to learn what government is, and it's a lot of effort in there, then you have knowledge like nobody else.
Exactly.
So,
But before we wrap it up, Leslie, I just wanted to ask you the same question I ask all the legislators. Why should people vote for Leslie Kennedy? And
because
know you hate to blow your own horn,
I
but
know,
you're gonna
too
have
many
to.
years of Catholic school. Because I love my job, because I want Long Island to remain Long Island. I want the seniors that are living here to be able to stay. I want the young people to see what we have to offer. And I love helping people. That's pretty much what I do. Constituent services is 90% of my job. I brought my bills that I put in, but this is not
That's
what.
like the Whitman sampler of chocolate.
Right,
It's
right.
just-
But this is not what it's about. It's about making people see what's available for them, what their tax dollar actually pays for. And I love it. I'll be sad to go when it's time to go, but while I'm here, I'll keep chugging along, and even after the commitment to that 98-year-old woman, I will be making sure that we take care of what was,
Leslie, because of your commitment to the community, we're happy once again to endorse you
Oh,
for
thank you.
Suffolk County Legislature.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of that. Thank you. Thank you.